gentleman from New York is recognized for 5 minutes. Mr. Ackerman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm sure the committee will be afforded ample opportunity at some appropriate time to express our thoughts about former Congressman Lantos, but allow me at this moment just to say thank you to yourself for the very difficult task that's before you. And thank you for assuming the role of leadership of our committee. I'm sure you will prove, as you always do, to be thorough, thoughtful, and fair. Thank you. Madam Secretary, I have two questions. The first is based on the op-ed piece that appeared in this morning's Washington Post by you and Secretary Gates. I assume it was occasioned by the widespread concern in Congress over what the future commitments to Iraq President Bush intends to make in the twilight of his presidency. I would like to ask you to reiterate for the record for the committee the 4 no's contained in that piece, as well as hopefully your pledge to consult closely with us and to provide complete transparency as the negotiations with Iraq go forward.
Thank you. Yes, I can very firmly say that it is not our intention to seek permanent basis. It is not our intention to undertake security commitments to Iraq that would lead us to...
Excuse me, when you say it is not your intention, would you say we will not?
We are not seeking permanent basis. The commitment is also, there's no commitment to combat forces, there's no commitment to troop levels. I think the way to best think about this agreement is that we have a number of SOFAs around the world. The Iraqis have wanted a more normal relationship. The UN Security Council resolution right now is the way that we legally maintain our forces in Iraq. We need a basis going forward, and that is what this is intended to do.
Tomorrow, Madam Secretary, as you know, is the 3rd anniversary of Rafiq Hariri's assassination, and our friends in Lebanon are under enormous pressure from the enemies of a free and democratic Lebanon to agree to a presidential candidate acceptable to Syria, as well as to concede to Hezbollah's ever-increasing demands for seats in the Lebanese president's cabinet. My question is, what are we going to do to put pressure on Syria and Hezbollah? And will you confirm for the committee that the administration has no intention of making a deal with Syria over the special tribunal established to investigate the Hariri assassination?
I can absolutely confirm we have no interest, intention, any such thing to make a deal with Syria. What we're trying to do is to help get the tribunal funded. I hope that there will be a positive announcement about the funding of that tribunal very soon, and we're working with the Arab states to try to help the Lebanese resolve their political crisis on the basis of what March 14th has found acceptable.
And the issue of pressuring?
Yes, we're working with the Arab states to do that. We've also, as you may note, made some other designations of Syrian personalities, and again, I think the best thing we could do is get this tribunal funded and make very clear that it's going to go forward.
Final question. On Monday, Pakistanis go to the polls to elect a new parliament. Recent opinion polls indicate that the opposition parties are likely to constitute the overwhelming majority in the next parliament. Well, all of us want free and fair elections in Pakistan, all of us, that is, except President Musharraf, who is unlikely to benefit from that circumstance. I think, however, that most of us would concede that the question isn't whether the elections are flawed, but how badly. If the administration cannot say that the elections are free and fair, will you at that point finally conceive that President Musharraf is not the indispensable man, but in fact a liability?
Well, we've been very focused on the elections, and elections that will be free and fair, and elections that will be credible to the Pakistani people. That's been the goal. There will be many European observers there. We will obviously have our people from our consulates and our embassies out and around. We will see what happens in the election, but we have encouraged that the moderates should come together after those elections to form a government that can govern Pakistan from the center. I think it's fair to say that we believe that President Musharraf, in taking off his uniform, made an important step, that he lifted a state of emergency, which we had believed was a mistake to begin with, but it was lifted. And now it is really the judgment of the Pakistani people that is being awaited. But we are asking that everybody, at the time of the elections, refrain from violence and try to resolve any differences politically.
Thank you.